125 to 115. Once again, it's just 10 points between the two squads. Teflon brings out the death machine. Unfortunately, I thought he was going to get shut down. He manages to get the kill, and they still hold on to the hard point. Teflon, what a play, what a game, and the death machine will still strike.
Alright guys, welcome back to the TIPS-Silog segment. And again, my name is Jeff, and we are here. We are joined by CKG Elevate's team captain, Teflon. Hi
Hello,
sir,
what's up?
how's it going?
Uh, it's going good. I'm just, really tired because the preparations for, the PH qualifiers and everything, and only having like 2 weeks to practice together because, we literally did not practice at all. We just did the rank game challenges and then we forgot about the tournament, to be honest. Like, it wasn't until like the last night we were like, oh crap, we have the PH qualifiers to do. So we literally like before the preliminary rounds, we literally only had one scrim to practice together. So
And
the last 2 weeks we like kind of like push everything together.
I actually watched your game last Friday with GGG Predators. Given that you only had like 2 weeks, but you were able to, it was a one-sided battle. So at first you actually had 11 kills at start. So
Yeah.
yeah, I watched that. So let's talk about when did you really had an interest in gaming?
I think I've always had an interest in gaming ever since I was a little kid. Like probably like around I want to say around the age of like 12 years old. Like my parents bought me a Xbox 360, and that's whenever I first started online gaming. I mean, before I still played video games, but like the typical like Pokemon on the Nintendo, right?
Right.
So I wouldn't really, call that like the real like the full experience that you can get from gaming. So it wasn't until like I was like 12 or 13 years old, when my parents bought me an Xbox, and then they got me, Xbox Live membership, and I started to play with people online. Like I started to really experience and like find the passion for gaming.
So it's pretty much like Cisco. I think it's really common for gamers to start with from console going to PC. Now since mobile is really it's really big right now because you can play the game anywhere you go, right?
Anywhere,
Yep.
right?
So you're like
But
on the
that's
go.
that's actually true. I started from console, and then I bought a PC, and then when I moved to the Philippines for school, that's when I started getting into mobile gaming.
Mobile games here in the Philippines is really big. COD Mobile, Mobile Legends, and now we have League of Legends Wild Rift. I play League of Legends. I played like I started
Yeah, same thing.
say I started 2012. So
I I was an addict with League of Legends, but that never really went anywhere. It's a little too competitive in PC. There's like millions of players. I even tried Wild Rift, but it's just, if I have to be honest, mobile games are a lot more hard than FPS.
I agree with that. So I was also having a hard time playing in mobile. I think my next question is, I mean, when did you really start playing COD?
Uh, it would probably be around my second year of nursing. Uh, I mean, like all my classmates were playing it, and then actually back home in the States on console, I was like an amateur player trying to go pro, but with age restrictions over there in the States, I was only around like 16 years old. I couldn't really do much but play underground tournaments online. So I had an interest in Call of Duty Mobile just because of I had that background from console and everything, especially with Modern Warfare 2. I don't know if you
Yeah, I
remember
remember.
that game, but that was the game that like that's the game that really got me hooked on Call of Duty. So that's what interested me in playing Call of Duty Mobile. But for the start of it, it was around like the end of the original season 2 for Call of Duty Mobile. I think like literally 2 weeks before the season restart, I started playing, and like the moment I started playing, I was able to hit legendary already. So I was like, wow, this is my first time playing mobile FPS, and I'm already this far. But I think I only got that far just because of like base knowledge of the game and like familiarity with the maps and everything.
So how many hours do you spend playing in a day?
Like is this like before I went, like before I went professional, or like after? Because there's like, I don't know, there's a drastic change. Like before, when I first started playing, like before quarantine and everything with COVID, I think I was only playing like 1 or 2 hours a night. I wasn't really taking it seriously. I was just playing for fun. Then the moment quarantine hit, of course, uh, my second year just finished college. I have nothing to do. It's like how many months? Like 2-3 months of doing nothing. So the entire day I was like, I'm just gonna try to grind leaderboards and see what happens. So like around like season 4, that's when I started playing a lot, and I was literally just like the moment I wake up, I'll go eat some cereal or some toast, then I'll go back to my room, and then I'll nonstop play until dinner time. I'll go walk outside maybe just for one meal a day, and then come back inside and keep grinding until I pass out, or until my they call it rank buddies pass out. That's the way I do it. But I mean now if I have to be honest, now I don't play that much. It's just the last 2 weeks that I've been playing a lot. Because usually I only play like 1 hour a day nowadays, just because it's my 4th year of college, so I want to focus on college. So usually before this entire Worlds qualifiers thing happened, I was only playing like 1 hour a day, and then maybe I'll play like one scrim, and then call it a day. Like I don't want to touch it anymore. But with this Worlds qualifiers, of course, we have to put in the work. So it's like I wake up, I go eat, I'll do all my daily requirements and everything else, and then like around 2 p.m. that's when we'll start scrims. So like 2 to 4 scrims, and then 4 to 6 scrims, and then we have a break in between that. So like from 6 to 9 or 6 to 10, depending on like what our last scrim wants, we'll have a break. So there'll be a dinner break, and then we'll continue scrims like 10 to 12 a.m. Like so 10 p.m. to 12 a.m. And then I think I just play rank game, like just like one game to warm up. I don't really. I don't take rank game seriously at all anymore. It's for me, rank is just to keep up individual consistency. So I don't take it that seriously. But I know a lot of people are still trying hard.
You know what? I'm really pretty amazed how, because you're in your 4th year in nursing and you're doing this pro gaming as well. This is what we are telling to players out there or aspiring gamers. The priority studies, right? You should play your game during your free time, but at your level, it's pretty much like a routine, I should say.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's all about time management in a sense.
You're now with CKG Elevate. What were your former teams back then?
Back then, my first team would have to be from No Rules. So like the way I joined No Rules was basically through my friend, because of course at the very when I first started playing, I got legendary in like 2 weeks, and then I just wanted I wanted to join a clan, just to like see what it's all about and everything. And I'm always seeing all these clans and stuff, but I'm gonna be honest. Me coming from you know, from me coming from America and like playing Call of Duty there, the culture here is a lot different than it is in the States because of course, you know, in the States
Right.
you're used to trash talking, right? You know, like, you know, if you kill someone, you tell them
You call names.
down kid and like, you know, all that. So I had to really change. Yeah, I really had to like change my attitude and personality once I started like getting into the community here because you know I started to get known as toxic. But you know that's just you know banter. That's just you know normal Call of Duty banter. But I don't know here in you know Philippines it's like really
Sensitive.
uh, sensitive, I guess. Like some people's prides get really hurt. So I, you know, for me, I adjusted to that. You know, it's, of course, it's not. You know, this isn't my home country, so I have to adjust to the culture here. So you know, I had to tone it down, and then you know, I just keep the trash talk to myself. But I mean, uh, the trash talk isn't like you know meant to hurt anyone personally. It's mostly just
Right.
like you know to hype up the game, right? It's just all for hype. But it's viewed differently here. But anyways, back to the topic. With old teams, my first one would be No Rules, and I think that's where my name like started to grow because I started joining tournaments, No Rules, and then I think you know FDX as well. FDX was with me there in No Rules, and for shout out to FDX by the way. Man, if it wasn't for FDX, I wouldn't have learned a lot that I know. Because I remember when I first joined No Rules, he was the one that's always playing rank game with me. He's always teaching me like how to play and everything. Sometimes like you know we'll go 1v1 and he'll help me. So that really helped me a lot. Like you know, like progressing myself even forward in a faster pace. So after No Rules, of course, like you know FDX had just left for VVV, and then I was now with the main team of No Rules with in our elo, and then you know I think a month passed by, and then we weren't really doing good, so they decided to you know kick me off the team, and of course you
I,
know it was like really depressing, but I instantly got picked up. Like you know I had offers though, of course, I had offers from multiple clans and teams. And then I suddenly got picked up by Tyrant Gaming. So when Tyrant Gaming picked me up, I think that's where my name really blew up. I don't know. Like before, I was known for like you know being super good at sniping and everything. But if I have to be honest, I think it's just because I was on iPad. I was just on iPad, so that's why my sniping was good. And then after Tyrant Gaming, my manager right now, Arkisha, she was telling me, you know, like, you know, you don't have a team, you might as well come to XDG. So I was just thinking to myself, you know, I'll think about it. At first, I was kind of hesitant because, you know, Tyrant Gaming was a really big name and you don't want to leave that, right? But I don't know, you know, like with my ranked buddies, that's where we formed our XDG Elite team. So with my ranked buddies, you know, shout out to them, which was Boxley, Trappy, and Owen, and you know, there's Pop Smoke as well. So you know, we're always playing ranked together, and you know, at that time, I think I was like ranked 6 in the server around season 5, and then and then you know, that's where like we really formed a bond and like decided to make a team from scratch, and that's when we decided, okay, let's go to XDG with this team. Like, why not? Let's try it out. And you know, to our surprise, we did really well. We did like insanely well. We were like winning multiple tournaments and everything. And I think during that time it was the most competitive stage because you had B10, you had BBB Ignis, then you had the main BBB team right now. There's just like so many powerhouses around. Like you know, there's also the Tyrant Astra at that era, and they're always in every tournament. So it was a really, how do you say, like intense time to be a COD player. And the fact that we were still winning tournaments, even though they were around, you know, it still shows something. And then, of course, the same time, that team, was able to
Right.
join the PH
Yeah.
qualifiers, which is the one right now, right? It was the first one, and they got fifth place. They were fifth place. So that was my former teams, and then the next team that I had was would be, well, after that I retired. Actually,
School.
I retired because I wanted to focus on school, and so I think I took like half a year break from COD Mobile. I didn't touch the game at all for 5 months. So for 5 months I didn't touch the game, and actually it's just recently I came back. Uh, it's around last February. No, this February. This February that just passed. I came back. So I came back, and then I'm just playing ranked game, and then I'm just thinking to myself, I kind of want to get back into comp. I can't just
Right.
I can't do this. Rank only. This is boring. This is getting boring. I want some competition. So, of course, I played ranked at the start when I came back. For a bit. I didn't focus too much on comp. I was just playing rank on my free time because of course classes were still up and everything. But once my second semester of my third year ended, and then now it's summer. During summer I had a lot of free time, and I said, why not? Let's try giving comp another try. And that's where I found what's it called, XDG. I went back to XDG, of course, and then I formed Elite version 2 with like Cisco, Soya, Range, Chirac, and Usopp, and Specs as well. And then with the version 2, man, we were winning everything, like every single tournament, like unstoppable, like but of course, people get unmotivated, and then people build egos, and attitudes change with the winning. So a lot of us started forming tension around each other, and then I just decided, like, as a team captain, I'm gonna just disband the team because this isn't healthy. And we went our separate ways, and that's when me, Chirac, and Soya went to AIM Admirals. And even like the moment we joined Admirals, we won them 4 championships in a Waves of War. So that's just something to see, like the capability of what us as players from my team can do. And then I think the hardest thing though for us was when me, Soya, and Chirac left AIM Admirals and went back to Elevate, which is Elite version 2. I think the hardest thing was just seeing like how the team
Progress.
really stagnated while everyone else progressed, because of course we disbanded, and we were that team was inactive for like 2 months, I believe. So the past 2 weeks we really had to like step up our game, and been working overtime in scrims and everything. But hopefully, even though it's a short amount of time to prepare, compared to like the other teams in our bracket, I believe our bracket's the hardest bracket right now.
Right.
Just because anyone can win. Like, there's no predetermined winner in that bracket. Like if you look at the other world's brackets, you can instantly say, okay, those 2 teams are gonna make it out that bracket. We really have to like push ourselves, just like like go through the flames, basically. Of course, there's a lot of like there's a lot of teams that just sign up, but it's different if it's like you need to qualify for a tournament. With like big tournaments, like if there's like a Waves of War where there's knockout stages and everything, or PH Cup, it's different because this is gonna be my 3rd majors, so it's a really different feeling being able to come back to majors after retiring. Because I think before this, I only had 2 majors that I've competed in, and then I retired. But so being able to come back and do it all over again, it feels good. So regardless of the outcome in our bracket, because of course, like I said, our bracket's one of the hardest brackets. Anyone can win that bracket. For me, as long as I see the work that my team's putting in, I see the hours that we're sacrificing. So for me, win or lose, at least we know we gave it our all.
My next question: what are your top 5 games aside from COD?
Aside from COD, my top 5 games. Number one will always be Halo. Do you know what Halo is?
Halo. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Halo.
I know, but
Halo would
I
be the best
don't I
for
don't
me.
play it. So.
Man, I
Yeah.
remember during my time, like as a kid, Halo was like the biggest thing in the in America. I mean, I loved it, man. I remember being a little kid. Uh, the moment I get home from school, I'm like running from the bus stop, and then the moment I get on, I put on my headset and everything, and like see which one of my friends got online first. We'll play Halo all day until I pass out, and then before school, I'll wake up early, and then I'll play some Halo. So for me, number one would be Halo for sure. Uh, for number two game, I don't know if you know, uh, like RuneScape.
RuneScape. I heard that.
It's like a PC game. It's like a MMO game. It's like an old school MMO. I spent most of my childhood doing that as well. Like uh, if I wasn't playing Halo, I was playing RuneScape, man. Or sometimes I was doing both. Like I'll just I'll have it's you know what MMO is, like massive
Yeah.
multiplayer online
Mhm.
game. Yeah, so I just have like my
Yeah.
character like chilling on the side while I'm playing Halo. If I die, I'll just like look over and start clicking something. That's how much of an addict I was to video games and everything. So that would be number two. Number three, I gotta think about this one. I like FIFA because yeah, I played soccer, or as you guys in here call it, football. I called football like all throughout my life, like since I was like I think I started playing football when I was like 14, and then high school I was in the soccer team as well, football team. So uh, you know you got to play FIFA as well. Just because it's exciting. It's a passion you do in real life, and then it's a passion you can do in the video game. So number three would have to be FIFA. Number four, I have to think about four and five just because like there's so many games. Uh, Animal Crossing.
I haven't heard, but I could look into it after
It's
this.
on the Nintendo, yeah, but yeah, Animal Crossing would have to be number four just because I don't know it's like a kids game version of The Sims, so I don't know. I enjoyed it.
Last time.
Animal Crossing, it's peaceful and everything. It's like something to do on your pastime for leisure or something like that. Yeah. Uh, and then my fifth one, my fifth game would probably have to be,
God.
I don't know. I only had one FPS game on this list. Because you said I can't put Call of Duty. But you said I can't put Call of Duty. So
No, you can, right? So
all right. So my fifth one,
Cause,
the fifth one would
'cause
probably have to be League of Legends. Yeah. Uh, uh Man, that game unhealthy. It's
I
unhealthy. That's all I
agree.
have to say. It,
Mm,
you you get so close. Like say like you're in diamond, right? I hit diamond, and then I'm about to hit masters, and then suddenly it's just a lose streak. The moment you hit that lose streak, you don't stop playing. I don't know why. I just don't know how to stop playing. I I just keep playing, and then I went from Diamond 1 all the way to Diamond 4, 0 LP, and now I'm about to be demoted to Platinum. And, it's just, I just have to say League of Legends was not healthy for me. That's why I'm putting it number 5, but if I could, I would have, obviously put it like number 2 or something. But for me, League of Legends was just, it's a fun game, but I believe that game's addicting. That game's just an addiction. You'd see me like for me myself, I've experienced it, and then I've seen my friends experience
right.
it too. Like
Mhm.
sometimes
Mhm.
2 days no sleep, no eating. You're just playing League of Legends straight for 2 days until you pass out. Like I remember one of my friends when I first came here to the Philippines. We were always playing in the computer shop, right? And so I remember uh, me and him were playing one day, and then I told him, "All right, I'm gonna go home because it's already like 2 a.m." So he said he's gonna stay there, and so he stayed there. And then I took my motorcycle, went home, and then when I woke up, he was asking me early in the morning, "Hey, yo, when you coming back?" And I was like, "Coming back?" And like, keep in mind, it's already like, you know, almost the afternoon. It's almost the afternoon. I was like, "Coming back? What do you mean coming back?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm still here playing League. You trying to play some games?" Oh my gosh. I I went back over there. This guy literally stayed in the same seat. You know, no shower, no nothing. I was like, "What have you been eating?" You know, and then he's like, "Oh, you know, I just ordered some pancit canton." And, oh my gosh, I was just thinking, this guy. So I'm gonna say, League of Legends, it's an amazing game, but man, it forms bad addictions, man. It's really bad addiction. That ranking system and that elo. Yeah. So that's, for me, that'd be my top 5 games.
Alright, thanks for giving those top 5. And I agree that League of Legends is, you know, it's an addiction. I get addicted to it. So, this is the last question, or I should say, what are your tips for our aspiring gamers out there that would like to climb up to the pro scenes? So, what are your tips?
For me, my tips really is just attitude and to learn how to be humble. That's really the biggest thing. I noticed that ego destroys a lot of players, and you know, the pro scene. You know, you could have a really promising talent, but if his attitude isn't right and he lets his ego get to him, you know, his future is like, you know, not what it could be. Like there's a bigger horizon for him if he were to have the proper outlook and everything. So for me, I believe attitude and ego, because you know, for that I experienced it before. From when I was iPad and then I switched to cell phone, you know, I had to learn how to become humble and everything, because you know, when I'm not on iPad, I can't do the things that, you know, I can do on iPad. And being a pro player, you know, you have to be on cell phone, right? So that was
Right.
you know, I was able to learn humility from that, which is a good thing. You know, it really brought me back down to earth of what I was, and you know, made me, you know, realize the other things to focus on. So for me, I believe if you want to be a pro player, it's all about attitude, and it's all about, you know, being humble and maintaining it. But of course, it doesn't mean
Be
that
grateful.
it doesn't mean you don't. Yeah, it doesn't mean you can't be confident though. You know, confidence and arrogance is you know, different things. It's okay to be confident, but you know, you should be humble at the same time. So for me, that's about it for my tips.
Thanks for joining me, Teflon. And you want to do shout out? Just a quick one? Or?
I mean, shout out to my team. Shout out to Cisco. You know, I'm extremely proud of Cisco, to be honest. I remember when I first picked them up as a sub player for, you know, Elite, the first Elite, like the very first one, before I retired. You know, I was able to watch that kid grow, not just, how do I say, mentally and everything, but you know, in mature sense. He really went from being a kid to becoming an adult, and you know, I'm really proud of Cisco. I'm proud of what he accomplished and everything. And if you really look at him now and compare him to what he was before, he really learned how to be humble. So for me, Cisco, I'm extremely proud of him. And that's about it for shout outs. So
Guys, thanks for your time, Teflon, today. And, you know, I really appreciate you accommodating my request for this
no problem, man.
type of
No problem.
interview. This kind of, yep. Really appreciate it. And good luck to the
for having me.
qualifiers.
Thank you.
Alright guys, this is Jeff, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.
All right, see ya. Thank you.